You can get punched in the face and get back up, because I'm the modern day Aztec warrior. I'm spitting it heavy, the mission is steady. Your bitches are jelly, I'm ditching the petty. You're digging for pennies, I'm itching and ready. I open my heart when I listen to Shetty. I'm bold like a boss, but I'm little like Debbie. I know what the bros, I got Richard and Getty. I'm holding the guap and I'm whipping the Yeti. Yeah, Kari can play with advanced moves. I'm fucking my girl and her man too. I'm taking the ball like the Rand do. My soul is the one that I can't lose. I soak up the sun like a sand dune. I'm holding up love with the bamboo. I'm rolling the blunt by the candle. Taking the game, running it back without taking a drag. Yeah, I'm the one and I'm making a wave. Rolling the blunt, I'm blazing a J. I'm escaping the brain, go straight for the cake. I'ma take to the bank, not taking a break. I'm made for the race, I pray for the day. I wake with a bake in a great estate. Are you living in a box? I'm bigger than a box. I'm spitting to supply my bread. My vision on the top is living like a boss when I kick it in a nice white jet. I'm quicker with the bars, I'm wishing to the one. Yeah, I'm dipping to the bar, I guess. I'm switching like LeBron when I spit it in song. My mission is to try my best. Taking a stab, but I came with a bat. I be chasing to grab my goals. If you hate in the back and you ain't with the facts, don't be faking and act like bros. Welcome back to MMA Underground, your favorite part of Tuesday. I'm the one half a dynamic duo as Buddy B, killing it with the one and only
Sam K. And man, we got two great guests in the building tonight. All the way from StreetBeefs Scrapyard, we have Colliwood in the building. And all the way from StreetBeefs West Coast, we have also a newcomer, the Protestant. How y'all doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Not bad, brother.
Awesome, awesome.
This could be a fun show. I'm excited. And before we get it started, we got to get it out the way real quick that this Friday, yes, Garrett Gates, the book, is going to be having his fight, his professional fight down in Florida. So if you want to go check out a little merch or go support anything else, they're all black and yellow, not white, but they look pretty badass. Oh, there you go. Yeah, bam, hoo, hoo, hoo. And he'll be getting that win when he goes down to knock some ass out. So this Friday.
Shout out to Derek Gates.
What?
No, I was just giving a shout out to Derek Gates.
Now, before we get, or I should say, as we get started, we got two newer fighters to the yard. So I'm very excited because we've got to kind of ask people after they've had a few fights about their first experience. But I mean, we get to get a fresh perspective of what you guys thought about it. And I didn't know which one wanted to go first. Cully, would you want to go first? And then we'll get Protestant right after? Or?
Oh, yeah, I'll go first. The yard's interesting because I've been fighting down in like Fort Worth, and it's a very different like vibe where the yard's like everybody's kind of like friendly and like everybody's like trying to have a good time kind of, and there's not really any beef. But then down in like Fort Worth, like everybody's betting and like there's actual like beefs and stuff, so it's a whole different atmosphere.
What organization was that, if you don't mind?
I fought BNFA and then under Lamb 4.
Okay. Just for the audience to know, StreetBeefs doesn't do any betting. We do not do any betting in StreetBeefs, just so y'all know.
I can dig that all the way, though. Hell yeah. And what about you, Protestant? What was your first time in the yard like?
Yeah, it was a good experience. Let's see. The first thing that I noticed was the ring. The ring size was actually pretty small compared to the videos.
You fought this past weekend, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Right on. Yeah, man, it was a good fight. My animal instincts took over. All the technique and everything just flew out the window. Just trying to get him out of the ring, trying to go for the knockdown. It was nothing like I've ever experienced before, man. Totally different than your casual boxing gym for sure. Yeah.
See, I couldn't find your fight. I was wondering. I was like, what am I doing wrong? I was like, I went to YouTube, went to Google, and I was like, what? I'm tripping out. Okay, fought this weekend. Hell yeah.
Yeah, you had to have watched the live stream. He fought Saturday.
I was in and out. For those you don't know, I work on the waterfront at a dock, and yeah, I actually was kind of busy. I slipped in the water. I got to fill out a whole paper report. It was pretty cool. But hell yeah. But all right, I'm gonna have to go back and peep it out. Who did you fight, if I may ask?
Some dude called Cornbread.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a big boy. You could tell he lifted weights.
Cornbread fed.
Yeah, he had some power behind those punches.
Yeah, I heard him and a group of people talking earlier before the fight, and he was an ex-Marine apparently, and you could kind of see that in his build.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. He had them that big neck, that fat neck.
Got a tree trunk.
Yeah.
That's that cornbread. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. Came out the gate swinging, and
Yeah.
what was the power like? Because it looked like he caught you with something early, it kind of woke you up.
Yeah, he just threw a overhand right because he was shorter than me, so it came out of nowhere. It kind of caught me, not too flush, but yeah, it got me. And that's when I had to take over. I'm not gonna play with this guy. I'm gonna take him out as soon as possible. And that's what I did. Those guys are tricky fighters because they have that one, that power to knock you out with a lucky punch. So I wasn't trying to risk that happening.
Yeah, gotta fight smart sometimes too. Can't always just go crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, I was curious because Colliwood, I did see your first fight at the Scrapyard, and it was a dominating fight. You guys go check it out; it was amazing. But for the second fight, I was gonna ask, do you want to talk about that a little bit and tell us who your opponent was? Because I missed it too. So
Yeah, my second fight, it was a Muay Thai fight because nobody was like heavyweight boxing there. So I was like, he wanted to do MMA, and so I was like, let's meet in the middle, do Muay Thai, and it was Busta Nutting's brother, Nutty.
Oh.
Yeah, and he was tough. Like he was more game than my first opponent, but like I kind of still trying to get someone like more on my level, like some like even comp. Like I got him out of there second round TKO, and it's like,
let's go.
So, what is your fighting background mostly based in? Well,
bro, it all started, bro. I was getting into like me and my friends started watching like UFC and everything. So then we were like training, like we were training MMA, and so like my first ever like fight at all was like me and my buddy did an MMA match, and then like I was a wrestler, so like I like ground and pounded him, and then but he had the better hands. So then it's funny because we switched. He tried to like work on his grappling, so he's a super big jiu-jitsu guy now, and I've been working on boxing almost exclusively. I keep getting sucked back into boxing. It started off as something just to like work on my overall game, and then he's calling me back.
that's dope, man.
Now, I was gonna say, Protestant. You said that you just had your first fight, but do you have a fighting career outside of StreetBeefs, or is there something that you're gonna be pursuing, or?
Yeah, I'm not too sure what I'm gonna do next. I would like to continue fighting on StreetBeefs. I know there's a couple guys there that I would like to challenge, like Prodigy, who's looks like a good match. Punches also. Yeah, I feel like would be a good match for me. But I also want to do continue the my USA amateur boxing career. So I'm not sure what to do. I'm not sure where to go right now. Just playing it by ear, I guess.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know what USA boxing career. Let's hear about it.
Well, I was working up to it. I was training about a year, and this was a year before COVID hit. So I was training for it for that whole year, and then all of a sudden, the COVID hit, and boom, that just ruined my plans. And just got unmotivated, and I just stopped boxing for those 2 years. I'm not continuously, just I was on and off, but I just lost the motivation to continue with USA boxing. Up until recently, I opened up my garage for my church brothers. They come down and I teach them, how to box and whatnot. And little by little, I think that kind of just got me sharper and sharper. And then I met Samke, and yeah, now I'm back on it.
Hell yeah, that's a good road to be on. It's fun, and yeah, the community helped build this up. And yeah, Free Smoke. He just had his first fight. Samke was saying.
Yeah. Just did his debut this past weekend, man. Had a great fight with Cornbread.
And good luck in Thailand. Hey, props to you.
Yeah, he's gonna perform like he always does.
Yeah, Collie, what I was gonna say, he asked me if you're fighting heavyweight. And then my question to piggyback off of there was there any heavyweights that you wanted to fight in the boxing? Because I know you said you want to get a belt this summer.
Yeah, so my plan right now is I do fight at heavyweight, and I can make like 205. But so I want to get what's gonna happen is I'm gonna take the StreetBeefs boxing belt. I want to fight some other people, so I'm gonna take that belt. I'm flying down to Texas. I got some unfinished business, so I'm gonna take a belt down there. Then I'm gonna transition to some sanctioned boxing stuff, go pro with box for a little bit, then transition to pro MMA.
It's a good question. Someone said, "Are you going to fight Brickhouse or Terrifier?"
I'll fight Brickhouse. Terrifier. I mean, he's the Terrifier. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of like boxing matches with him, but I'm not really. I don't know if I'm gonna do heavyweight MMA.
He's
Like
a
if
big
you can
Well,
make 205 for MMA, I'd do it.
I'm pretty sure he was just at our event this past weekend and fought, and I believe he's trying to pursue his professional career now. That was going to be like one of his last fights. He said, who knows? He may come back to Scrapyard and do something again. But yeah, man, I'm thinking you and El Guanaco. I think that's the fight right there.
Ooh.
I'll take that. He has the belt.
That's the fight. He's a heavyweight. He should be the heavyweight champ for y'all, right, buddy?
He beat Brickhouse, I believe. Yeah, it was in that boxing match. He came out and took it. He's 22. That's my heavyweight. Uh-oh.
Yeah, we got Doughboy, man. He just got the heavyweight belt over here, man. So y'all might see Doughboy out there. That'd be a hell of a fight.
Yeah, we can run it.
Yeah, that'd be a good one, man. Yeah, we need some more inter-branch fights again.
yeah, we really do. Are you familiar with any of the West Coast fighters, Colliwood?
No, not really.
No, okay. Could you see yourself coming to this branch at any point?
Yeah, I could make that happen sometime. I was thinking about, I think Dirty South's the one down in Texas, and since I'm gonna be in Texas anyways, it makes sense to just go do one there. Just
right. And the same for you, Protestant. Could you see yourself going to another branch to fight at all?
If the competition is there, I would be down. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
And you fight at what weight? Sponsor my boy.
160.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got a couple good fighters around here too. Trying to think, 160 because Turtle's in fight in a minute. He's a little lighter. Maliko Goon's like at 170, I think. Vikings about 170. I'm spacing on around the one.
No. Viking is the good 185.
Okay.
Ogun's got the 170 belt, but he's in the 160s when he weighs in. He should be a lightweight champ.
I'm spacing on some of the boxers. I don't know. I've been watching more Muay Thai and MMA lately. sorry, Scrapyard boxers. My bad.
Bricks.
Hey, yo.
No, Ryan.
So that's perfect segue question for one of them I had, because both you were saying how you're going to be pursuing further careers in the boxing and whatnot. And Derek Gates does BKFC. So but I know some people don't like to cross the line without gloves. What are your thoughts on that? And if you want to go first, Protestant, if something you could do, or
Oh man, that's you know what? I actually wouldn't mind trying that. I mean, I've never tried it before, but yeah, man, it sounds like I mean, once you're in there, man, gloves, no gloves, dude. You don't really think about those things, you know? And if you get hit hard, you're not thinking, oh wow, you don't, the adrenaline takes over, and I feel like it don't really matter at the end of the day whether you have gloves or not. You're just there to fight. You rely on your skills, your conditioning, and yeah, that's I wouldn't mind fighting there either.
what about yourself, Colliwood?
Hell nah, bro. I got too many brain cells. I'm in college right now. Like, maybe if things don't pan out right, that's like a last resort. But like, football's hard enough. Nah.
I feel you, bro.
I see both sides of it, because I understand. Yeah, you don't want to break a bone, be out for a while, but there's always those exceptions. Kind of like Kai Stewart, who was fighting BKFC when he was in college, and he could only take fights during certain times of the year because he didn't want to get in trouble. Yeah.
Got a point. I feel like that's built for a specific type. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And respect to those types. I'm just not that. Shit. But I wanted to get into you guys' background, like prior to Street Beefs. How long have you guys been into boxing, martial arts, fighting in general? What did it stem from? And how long have you guys been into this?
For me, it's been like a little over 3 years. It all started in an Xbox party on like Fortnite, where we had a friend who was competing at the Tacoma Dome for like Muay Thai, and he was like a 135 or something. And my other friend JJ was convinced that my 135-pound friend could beat my ass, and I was like, there's no way. I was like, it's not gonna happen. So we met up and we put gloves on, and then I settled it. I won. Like, the weight difference was there's weight classes.
Right.
I was like, I'm gonna stick with this because it was fun. I liked it. Like,
yeah. So it started with you bullying somebody smaller than you.
Well, it started because I kept getting called out in the party. They're like, "There's no way you can beat Chandler. He been doing this for 5 years. Like, he competes at the Tacoma Dome. Like, you play football. Like."
They hyped him up.
Yeah, they were hyping him up. He was talking a little bit, but now that's one of my best man. So
that's awesome.
Hell yeah.
And you, the Protestant?
So I've been doing fighting pretty much since I was I'll say like 11 or 12. I started out on Taekwondo. I ended up getting a 2nd-degree black belt there. I competed in a few tournaments also. Boxing was always there, in my backyard with the homies, with the family. Boxing, being raised with, a whole bunch of Mexicans around me. It's boxing's it's all about boxing. So boxing was always there ever since I was young, but never got into it competitively. Maybe up until I was 26, 27. I'm 30 now, so
Hey.
Yeah. But yeah, I got a background on Taekwondo. That's like, that's helped me out with my footwork a lot, big time. And boxing, yeah, it's just always been there.
Oh. When's your birthday? Because I'm 30 also.
October 1st.
Oh hell yeah! Okay, I'm May 24th. Ooh, yeah.
Right on.
Oh. So a question I actually was curious about that I haven't asked for a while was about having people support you and whatnot. But this actually was to see both of the positives and sometimes the less talked about negatives. Where do you have support people behind you, your fighting career, pushing you to do that? And also on the flip side, is there anyone who doesn't agree with that or doesn't believe in that dream and is trying to pull you away? Because I know I've had just as much resistance as I've had support. So I want to go Colliwood.
Yeah, so support. My dad was pretty like opposed until he like saw me like because all my fights have been in Texas, so he just saw me in my first fight in Washington at StreetBeefs, and so he was pretty like worried and like had some issues with it. But then once he saw me like whoop on old dude, he's like, all right, he's not too worried now. Because he just was like really kind of like hearing like about my boxing and like me telling him what happened and like there's some YouTube videos out there and like so. And my biggest supporter is probably my friend JJ. Like I go over to his house every summer and like we lock in all summer, grind at Lamb 4. It's a striking gym that like Kevin Holland fights out of sometimes and so.
Hell yeah. What about yourself, Protestant?
Yeah, I got my biggest supporter would be probably my wife. She's always, encouraged me and pushed me to continue fighting or just staying fit. Sometimes I'll be in these like depressed modes because, I haven't sweated in a minute or haven't gone out there and done, something just athletic, and she knows that, and she's like, go out there, handle it, go sweat, go punch something, go run, go play soccer. And so she's always been supportive, man. She, no matter what I do, so I thank God for her in my life. My brother as well, he's also fighting. He fights with me, he trains with me. Sam K knows him. He might get a fight in StreetBeefs West Coast as well, so we'll see if that happens. But he's one of my motivators as far as the boxing goes. And as far as being opposed, just my mom, she don't like it. She doesn't like me getting punched in the face, man.
Yeah.
So I try to not talk about it when I'm around her.
I only bring up my wins when I'm around my mom. I don't talk about the losses.
Have you told her about the fight this past weekend?
Yeah, I told her and I showed her. And she
okay.
She was rooting for me.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. But whenever I come back with a black eye or a scratched eye or, she just starts, laying it on me.
I want to pose a question to all three of you guys, just so it doesn't seem as if I'm fully avoiding the entire question. I don't want to make the show about this because the show isn't about drama. It isn't about BS, but this is a good opportunity to bring about a question. I know Bricks. So the question would be, is it acceptable to pull out of a fight after hyping and promoting that said fight? Is it acceptable to pull out of a fight while at an event when scheduled to fight another person? Are there any circumstances in which that would be acceptable?
Like if your mama dying, like if you like, I gotta go to the hospital. But
no. You're at the event. You're at the event.
Yeah, hell no.
Okay.
that has to be like emergency, like I got a phone call, I have to leave this exact moment kind of situation. That's
Okay.
about the only way. I mean, I might forgive somebody with the one fight, first fight, pre-fight nerves, and doesn't want to get in the ring and kind of I'm like, okay, don't come back, we'll figure it out or something. But if you fight, you promoted, and you're in there at the event, I'm kind of like, oh, if it's not a 911 emergency, I gotta leave right now. You gotta step in that ring, man. You got to.
How much weight is too much weight when it comes to fighting someone in or out of your weight class?
I think at heavyweight, kind of like when you're like around the big boys, you kind of just gotta roll with it because like I fluctuate anywhere from like I said 205 to 250. So like I've taken like 205, like 265, and so it'll be 60 pounds, but it's heavyweight, right? Because you're over 200 pounds. You're not cruiserweight. So like you gotta when you're in the big dogs, you gotta accept it for it. I understand like
Yeah.
smaller guys that have an issue with like weight difference.
Yeah.
What do you think, Protestant?
Yeah, I feel like it all depends on the fighter and his experience. Like, I can take on a guy that's 40 pounds heavier than me if he doesn't know how to fight, if he doesn't know how to throw. If we're talking about somebody an experienced boxer, I feel like 15 pounds can go a long way, you know? So, yeah, if it's someone that doesn't know how to fight, you can pretty much take a heavyweight on. A 145er can take on a 190, you know, if he doesn't know what he's doing. But if he knows what he's doing, then yeah, it's too much. I would say 15 pounds would be the limit.
That's where I'm at, about 15. I usually wouldn't want to do more than 10, but I feel like 15 because it's like everyone sometimes eats a little heavy. You know, we've all had a big meal and just weigh, 3 pounds more. So I mean, I kind of put it in that range. But if it was like more than 20, I'd probably be like, ooh, because like you said, experience, and I feel like I can handle my own to a point. But if I know that this guy's got some training, yeah, right about 20 pounds is where I'd probably be like, okay, I can't go past that. Because I also think about it like if I'm on the street and there, some guy's probably I'm 5'6", so the average guy probably is gonna be about 20 pounds heavier than me. So in the ring, I just see it as like it's like real life training. So that's
Yeah. I just wanted to pose that to everybody because, we were getting hit up in the comment section. Some things took place at the past event. So, what we just talked about pertains to that. We still haven't heard from both parties. So I don't want to give my opinion on it. But, yeah, man, I feel like every fighter is different. Not everybody is capable. Some people are capable. And, there's weight classes for a reason. You know what I'm saying? But there's also, when you sign up and you know what you signed up for, especially if you've been doing this multiple times, So, yeah, man, we missed out on an iconic fight. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, moving on.
What fight are you talking about, Samke?
Damn it, man.
want me to say?
This was supposed to be we were supposed to get Bricks versus Blanco this past week.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was trying to look for that one on the live stream, but I couldn't find it.
No. And if you look on the live stream, you'll actually see both men were there and fought, just not each other.
What was the weight difference? That was the issue.
7-8 pounds.
Nah. Someone was ducking.
But here, let me just make sure my beard looks good.
Hey, but actually, real quick, I see you down there. You saying that, Bricks? You would actually, if you get out that mind frame, bro, you would make a great MMA fighter. You actually would, bro. If you just, boxing is cool, boxing is great, but you definitely have the tools to be a great MMA fighter. Anywho, back to our guests.
Yeah, I saw that comment about the female fight. We will get into that later in the show. We will talk about that sometime later. So you guys stay tuned. But this is a little fun question for each of you too, because we know that we need to get our man Samke sponsored by Bang. We know we got to get him sponsored by Bang. Put it in there. So if you had one or two ideal sponsorships, who would be your go-to? Who would you want to come up to? Who would you approach? I mean, I'm very curious because it could be clothing, it could be Bang, or anything of the sort. Protestant?
You can go ahead, Carly.
For me, Sunny D and Taco Bell. I got some fire branding opportunities.
Bro, what?
Because I could have my own Sunny D flavor called Sunny C, right?
Ooh.
And then Taco Bell, right? They got the nacho fries now. So like, a California burrito with French fries on it.
Okay, I see.
Burrito. California burrito. Like it would go hard.
You didn't already got this mapped out.
Yeah.
You ain't got to throw a kick. You can throw knees and elbows, bro. The way you throw your hands, you just throw your elbows right with your hands.
It's Krispy Kreme sponsored darkness. Yeah.
What about you, Protestant?
Man, I'm not. I don't really think about those things, but I guess I would say Subway. They're always coming through, man. I'm a truck driver, so they're at every stop, and they're the healthiest thing I can get.
I feel it.
Yeah, man, they come through.
That's funny. Have you ever heard of O'Day High School?
Oh, yeah, no, O'Day.
O'Day High School, the one in Seattle.
Mm.
Yeah, I went there for 1 year. That was an interesting school. Only downside, it's an all boys school. So that was like, but that's why their sports are all top tier, because all that testosterone running around in the hallways and all that nonstop. Oof.
Appreciate you, darkness.
Go there.
And then I saw Hart in the Fight had a question earlier asking about Protestant, how he felt when he saw Cornbread walk in the cage with jeans on. Yeah.
Oh man, I just before the fight, I ran into him and I asked him, hey, because he was in his shirt, his jeans, his boots. I was like, hey man, you're gonna fight in that or what? He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna take my shirt off, man. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I mean, he didn't really come prepared, so yeah, it was kind of a downer, because I was hoping I would fight somebody at my level at least, because I signed up for a 5, experience, and he told me he had basically a week of experience boxing. So
a lot of pullouts, man.
It was fun.
Heck yeah. Get in there, have a good time. Then when your fight goes on YouTube, you can blast everybody. Be like, hey, you want to see something cool? Watch this. That's me right there.
I wanted to ask you, because you fought about halfway through the event. Did waiting, all that time in between your fight, did any of that affect you in any kind of way, positively or negatively?
I remember attending a amateur bout back before COVID, and they would you would have to it was basically the same thing we did on Saturday. You get there at a certain time, you weigh yourself, and then you gotta wait. You gotta wait a certain time. Sometimes it can be an hour to 2 hours before you fight. During that waiting period, if you're not relaxed, if you're not controlled, if you can that can just tire you out mentally, just drain you. By the time you're fighting, you have no energy. So, that's kind of what I was doing. I was just chilling back there, just hanging out, enjoying the fights. Wasn't trying to get too not thinking about my fight so much. Yeah, just trying to stay relaxed, you know. And it really didn't affect me as much. Just, what affected me was that sun. It was a nice and sunny day.
Yeah.
Got a nice little sunburn on my neck, but other than that, man, no, it really didn't affect me as much.
And I was gonna ask you guys, having different styles and developing and training. Do you have any favorite fighters that you kind of like to watch or kind of like to copy some of their style, and you just go to the gym and work hard?
For me, I like a lot of Sean Strickland because I use like a Philly shell most of the time, so he does like a lot of like things that like I kind of like to emulate, and like that's something because I know his boxing style like works in martial arts, so it's something I can like keep and adapt to my MMA game eventually. So I also like George Foreman just because he's a big boy.
Yeah, heavy hitter.
Yeah, as for me, I mean, I like to watch a lot of the greats. Canelo, Benavides, just Julio Cesar Chavez. That inside game. I just like to watch all of them and try to imitate a couple things from their game. And try to apply it to mine. I don't really have a actual just a favorite fighter. Yeah.
All right, I can do. Fun fact: both Derek Gates and Fire Chicken got to go train at the Benavides gym over here in Washington. So
Nice.
yeah, they got some good work in.
Sick.
Shit, I just had something I was gonna ask. Oh, the two questions that we had in the comments. First one from Heart in the Fight was asking Protestant, did you have a favorite fight that you got to witness at the event?
Yeah, man. There was what's his name? Some Hawaiian. It was a boxing match. One of the first boxing matches.
Island Strong.
Yeah,
Island Strong versus Apex.
Yeah.
Apex
Yeah,
Underdog.
Yup. It was a good back and forth. Island Strong. He was dominating the ring, landing. But then the other dude. What was his name? Sorry.
Apex Underdog.
Yeah, Apex Underdog, man. He didn't give up. It looks like he had some. He had some good conditioning. He kept fighting, and Island Strong was kind of wearing out towards the end. But man, that was an exciting fight to watch. One of the favorite fights. Yeah, it's a good one.
And the most recent event you were at Colliwood, is there a fight that you'd recommend us we watch when it comes out?
I think it's already out, but Bustin' Nutting versus Papa's. Papa's is a good to watch anytime. It's a cool thing in person because like I see him all over my Instagram reels and stuff. So it's like he's here.
Hell.
Shout out Jesse. Shout out Papa's. That was a damn good fight. Yeah.
And then King Cow asked too, how do you both manage your nerves, or how did you learn how to manage your nerves before stepping in the cage right before a fight and everything else? Oh. Colliwood?
For me, it's a lot of music. I like a mix of stuff to get me hyped. Like I'll listen to some Viking like war chants and stuff. A lot of that.
Yeah.
But then I'll bring myself down to like a fun level with I listen to a lot of Blondie, Cyndi Lauper, and that combo really gets me in like the right function of like, all right, I know I have to inflict violence, but like it's a chill, like having a good time. And like that's why I like pink shorts, because like I know people are gonna expect less of me if I'm a big dude in like pink shorts. So it's like they're not thinking much of me. So it's like I just want to lower the expectations, come with that calm.
For me, it's it's my mentality. First and foremost, if whether I get knocked out, whether I lose, whether I win, I still have the victory because I'm a Protestant. I'm a believer in the Lord Jesus Christ, and I always have the victory in Him, no matter what. He is my stronghold, my rock, my salvation. So no matter what happens, man, I'm always victorious. So coming in with that mindset, it kind of, I don't gotta worry so much about, oh man, you lost and this and that. I'm not too hard on myself if I do lose. So that's not working in my mind before the fight or during it. Another technique I like to use, just breathe, take deep breaths, nice and slow deep breaths before you're in there, during the fight, just nice and easy deep breaths. And yeah, that's pretty much all. I mean, that's it.
Oh, yeah. In darkness. Speaking of corridos, for those of you that haven't seen the show with DTP, I have to let you know, and King Ryan, there's this time where he actually brought up he has a corrido that was written about him. So you got to go back to the show, rewatch that one, and go find where he says it because he actually brought up where you could find it, I believe. So yeah, I haven't listened to it, but yeah.
Oh, it's fire.
Man.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you guys, with both of you being newcomers, but now pretty much well acquainted with the yard, what are some tips that you could give another new fighter coming to the yard who hasn't experienced street beefs?
Just sign up. Like, it's not that high stakes of a situation, and like, don't go into it with a lot of like animosity or anything, or like really trying to like you gotta like try and hurt someone to win, but it's not like beef. Like, it's not that deep. Like, just go have a good time, like work on your game, like what you're trying to do, your skills and stuff. And I'd say like a lot of people just go out and brawl. And I'd say like if you have a game plan, if you have some training, just stick to like the fundamentals of what you actually already know in there.
Yeah, I would say if you do plan on fighting, just work that cardio, man. Work that cardio, because these rings, they're, most of them are, I don't know how they are down there, but over here it's a small ring and it's all about action and throwing. So, I would say, just work on that cardio, man. Work on that cardio, throw, and yeah, try not to tire out.
Mhm.
Every time someone says cardio, I can just hear Songke's voice. Cardio is key.
It's key.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say we talked about the future careers, some of the things that we do fighting, possible scenarios of what the future holds. But the question I do really get to enjoy asking is, why do you personally fight? What makes you want to step in that cage? And if you want to go first, Protestant.
Yeah. To be honest, I do it because I enjoy it. I enjoy fighting, man. I enjoy landing a punch. I enjoy the slip. I enjoy the roll, the counter. Sometimes, I mean, you don't like getting punched, but you learn from it. It's just the whole experience. I enjoy that stuff. That's why I'm 30 years old and still doing it, and I'm continue to doing it late into my years. I'm never going to put the gloves down, pass it down to my kids, and hopefully future generations in my family. Yeah.
Like he said, like it's fun to do, but like it helps like with like mental health and stuff. Like if you have like trauma, like sometimes I fight from like things like I've gone through, and like that kind of fuels it. And it's not even like about being angry or anything on the inside. It's just like when you come from like some hard situations, like when you go and win and you feel like you're the man, it like kind of like gives you a moment in time where like it triumphs all that like past crap you've been through in life.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't realize, fighting really does reveal a person to themselves. It really does show you what you're made of deep down, how far you can dig. what you're willing to put yourself through. And I mean, you see people all the time where they're buff as hell, they get punched once they're out. And you see people that have no definition, they go in there, they're dripping blood, and they're sitting there, and they're pushing past all the pain, looking you dead in your eye, and you're just like, wow. It's nothing but respect. Respect to
Yeah.
both of you.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of times people only see the damaging effects, but they never really see the repairing and the recovering that comes with this, you know. The lifestyle, the discipline, you know, all of that really does help in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
I tell people it puts like spiritually, mentally, physically. It really does help me align myself because then through discipline, it frees my mind. It frees myself. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was gonna say, if you guys are gonna go train, I kind of heard, you said you kind of mix up with some of the music and whatnot. You listen to a little bit of everything. And I was gonna ask you, what the fuck, the Protestant. Sorry, the weed hit for a sec. The Protestant. What's your music taste look like when you're kind of training and whatnot?
Yeah, I got a little bit of, instrumentals, hip hop instrumentals. We'll do some cumbias. And then, you got it's some of that Christian worship music also. So it's some corridos as well, that Mexican music. So it's just, whatever I'm feeling that day. I feel like, moving more, jumping around, working that head moving, I'll put some cumbias on. So yeah, it depends.
All right, I got a fun one, right? This is one of my last questions for y'all. This is my fun question. What's a little something fun that nobody really knows? That's something you kind of like, whether it's a TV show or something you do, a snack you eat that you don't tell nobody on cheat day when you go and get 3 candy bars.
I like travel a lot, and I like you can go to like Walmart and you can find like these $1 bottles of hot sauce. And so like I just usually keep like a bottle of like hot sauce in my pocket and like just bring that around places, add some heat,
Nice.
Hell yeah.
We got a West Coast fighter, DTP. He does that too sometimes. I've seen him with little bottles of hot sauce.
This thing's locked with Tiffany.
They're crucial. Like especially like when you eat school food, like because I'm in college, right? So like sometimes that lunch food be a little bland. And I got my little habanero or I got my Chipotle raspberry, like that down.
Clutch.
Get your own. Get your own. Not my fault you didn't come prepared.
Yeah.
What about yourself, Mr. Protestant?
So I'm sorry, what was the question again?
What's a fun little something that not too many people know about you? Whether it's like something you do, like a food you eat, or I don't know.
Let's see. I mean, I'd be getting down on the Reese's Pieces, man. Those things are bomb. So whenever towards the end of the day, I have my sweets and at night usually, and I just get down on a Reese's Pieces peanut butter cup, man. Can't go wrong with those.
Guilty. Yeah, guilty.
Yeah.
With those peanut butter cups, they got like keto ones called like fat bombs. They got like one net carb, and like you can eat like a few of them and not feel bad about it. So like I highly recommend those. Like they're pretty spot on.
Nice. Right on.
Okay.
Hey, it's got peanut butter in it. I'm convinced it's healthy.
Exactly.
Sing it out the shower. I'll sing opera out the shower. What you mean? Sure. I just want to ask you guys one last question before we let you guys go. You guys have now fought in Street Beefs. You guys have fought outside of Street Beefs. What's the difference and why Street Beefs?
Okay.
This might be a little bit of a hot take, but like Street Beefs, like I feel like
Charm was the shit.
it's not as like deep, like with like the tool, like there's like the people that like are like known are like good on that level, but I feel like below that there's like a lot of like cans and like people that just like signed up and stuff, and so I feel like I'm more worried about like some of the other fights I get into with like BNFA or like I'm in Fort Worth and some Street Beefs fights, but like I think like the champs and like some of the like more notable people can like hang anywhere, obviously, but that's just how I feel.
I would say, it's a Street Beefs is a great way to get into, is a great organization to start fighting, experiencing, that fight, whether it's MMA, boxing, whatnot. Another good, another reason why I would, continue to go to Street Beef is because of the community. It reminds me a lot of my church, man. Everyone's there to build one another up, to help one another. Everyone's in a positive mood. Even when they lose, they're there, they hug it out, and good sportsmanship. And that's really encouraging to see, man. That'll really help a man out right there. So that's like, I think, one of the biggest parts of Street Beefs that I really did enjoy.
Yeah, the community is like hands above, like way better at like Street Beefs. Like I'm not like anti Street Beef. I just want to clarify. Like it's just like while I feel like there's some stiffer competition other places. Like I love Street Beefs because like he said, the community. Like you can go out, you can hang. There's food. There's cool. You're gonna meet cool people. Like you're gonna fight someone you can be friends after. Like I don't have to worry about anybody like trying to shoot me after because they're mad about the decision because they bet on it because nobody's bet money at Street Beef, so it's nice.
Awesome.
Well, unfortunately, I got to be the bearer of bad news, but it's about that time. We had lots of fun having you both, and before we let you go, we always want to make sure you get your shout out, your social media, and anything you want to let people know or say to the camera. Well, first, Colliwood.
You can find me on Instagram at clout_Collie. Look forward to more fights in Street Beefs and taking a belt. So
I'll just want to shout out to my family. Shout out to my TRC church. And shout out to all those Protestant brothers and sisters out there, man. If I ever do fight again, we'll do it to the glory of God alone.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you guys being on the show tonight. It was a phenomenal conversation, and you guys have a great one.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for having me on.
Man. God bless you.
There we go. See, that's why I love Tuesdays. It's always such a good time.
Yeah, man. Fire show as always, man.
And speaking of fight, psych, you guys gotta wait. You know how we do.
What's up, everybody? It's Jay from Yankee and the Brit bringing you some exciting news. King Palms and Yankee and the Brit are teaming up together to give you an amazing deal. Head over to kingpalm.com, use promo code KPYNB to save 20% off your entire order. That's right, 20% off your entire order just by using the promo code KPYNB. If you want to enhance your smoking experience, King Palms has you covered. Innovative designs, premium quality, and they're all natural. So make sure you go over to kingpalm.com and use the promo code KPYNB at checkout to save 20% off your entire order.
Buddy V's Fighters to Watch.
Welcome back. So, my 3 fighters to watch. We always start with the scrapyard. First is Big Stan. So he had this MMA match, and what caught my attention was I actually was rooting for the other gentleman, and he was taking, some hits here and there. He had really good defense, though, blocking, and I was very curious as to why he wasn't striking, and he was still waiting, waiting, and waiting patiently, and when he struck, man, let me tell you, I had to go back. I was like, let me just watch this again. And it wasn't he was taking beating. He was purposely waiting, watching his opponent. And when he saw the opening, he took it for his taking in a way that I was just blown away. So big stand. I want to see him come back to the yard. It was a fun fight to watch. Two, we always go straight to West Coast. And I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Deku.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You have a female fighter. Man, let me tell you, for every punch she got, she hit back harder and everything else. You saw a dog come out. She was a straight fighter. And the fact that it was the female fight in the West Coast, I need to see more because that when females fight, there's something about them that they're just a little bit more rough. They just get a little more gritty. They dig a little deeper, and it's just like, fuck. So I definitely, I want to see her come back out to the fight too. Third, from the OG yard, we have Trevor. Now, this is what kind of threw me off is because, sometimes fighters have a look very this and that. And he looks like, I saw Trevor and I was like, that does not look like a dude who would fight. He looked like a very mellow, easygoing guy. And he stepped in the cage and his fighting style is a little bit, it's chill, it's relayed. And then bam, bam, he knows exactly what he's doing. He wants to go and he fights and he swings. But I will say, he shows a lot of heart. Because while the skill isn't top tier, you can see he's training and he's going to improve. So now I'm curious, what's going to happen with many of these other fighters over a span of 3 months, 6 months, when all of a sudden you see things get crisper, defenses get tighter, elbows stay tucked in. I'm really curious. And those are my 3 fighters to watch.
Nice. Those are some good picks, man. Good picks. Might even say there's some fire picks.
Need a little fire.
A little bit. Yeah, Somke and the Fire 5. Let's go ahead and start things off. In the OG yard, we have Smokey the Kid versus White Wolf. This was an MMA match, 2 newcomers to the yard, and these guys did not disappoint. They were not the most technical of strikers, but these guys, when they got to grappling, they got to grappling. It was very competitive, and these 2 men, they really gave their all. These guys, they worked every round. We basically got back and forth rounds between these 2 guys. And it got to the point where everyone asked for one more round. So these guys gave us an extra round on top of that. And sportsmanship was top tier. Firefight. StreetBeefs, OG Yard, Smokey the Kid versus White Wolf. Yeah, you see it. StreetBeefs Scrapyard. If you're trying to look this fight up, you see the title on the screen. This is a fight between Bust a Nut and Pappas. And this was a hell of a boxing match. This is top-notch entertainment. Any fight that has Pappas in it is entertainment, We got the usual antics, as always. Major shots being thrown every round by both men. This was very competitive between these guys, a lot of action. And a lot of counters and a lot of pressure from both guys. Firefight, StreetBeefs Scrapyard, Bust a Nut versus Pappas. Yeah, and this is the fight we've been talking about all throughout the night. StreetBeefs West Coast, Deku versus Silent but Deadly. Yes, you see it. Female boxing, and they did not disappoint. These 2, they really went at it. First and foremost, Silent but Deadly came all the way from the OG yard to the West Coast for this match, and she deserves a major shout out for that. I don't say this too often, but the jab is key and the jab is on full display in this fight. It's literally what won this fight over was the jab, the repeated use of the jab. Nonstop action, all heart, all will, no back down. Street Beefs West Coast, Deku versus Silent but Deadly. Firefight. Back to the OG yard, you see it. E versus Hale. Man, another fire boxing match. These guys were two high-level boxers, and they gave us a great showcase of skills. Once again, cardio is key. Cardio is key. You lose the cardio, you lose a lot. These guys gave us a lot of technical back and forth. They also gave us some brawling. We got the haymakers, we got the counters, we got the combinations, everything you want to see in a fire fight. Street Beefs OG Yard, E versus Hale. Yeah, and finally, we're going to end it at Street Beefs Dirty South. If you're looking up this fight, you'll have to type in this title right here. This is a fight between Handsome Devil versus Sploof. This is a mixer boxing match. We have a heavyweight versus, I believe he's a lightweight. And basically speed versus power. These men gave us a nice competitive back and forth. We saw a lot of flurries. We saw that these guys didn't waste no time. I mean, these guys, as soon as the bell rung, these guys went straight to it. We got a shocking ending. Street Beefs, Dirty South, Handsome Devil versus Sploof, Samcan the Fire 5.
Fire, straight fire, man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, man. Huh?
I gotta watch that last one.
Yeah. Street Beefs Dirty South. Check them out, man. They just uploaded a bunch of fights the past couple days. So Street Beefs Dirty South, shout out to them. And yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, I don't know, man. That was a fun show, but is it about that time?
It's about that time, man. About that time. Yeah, let's go ahead and get these shout outs out the way. First and foremost, definitely have to thank our guests tonight. What a show, right? What a show. You guys, we couldn't have done it without you two. I also want to give a shout out to the branches, Street Beefs OG Yard, Street Beefs Scrapyard, Street Beefs West Coast, Street Beefs Dirty South. We do this for you guys. Shout out to those watching us live, those watching us on playback, everyone in the comment section. We appreciate you guys. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please hit that button, hit that like. It's all about love, you know? I want to say I couldn't do this without the greatest co-host, Buddy V, the greatest producer, Jay. We kill it every week. Thank you guys. And yeah, man, not really on the social media. You can catch me on here every Tuesday, same time, same place. And Overtime Hustling Magazine. Thank you guys always. Heart in the Fight. Thank you guys always. And yeah, that's it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, shout out. Thank you, Samke. Thank you, Jay. This is a fun highlight of my week. Like I say every time, I mean it. And shout out to, obviously, Zuel, Zuel-world.com, the company, the brand. And, you can see this is the white and black. This is the black and white one for myself, but all of them are black and yellow. If you want to go support Derek Gates, so the back, buck up or back down. And it's too much fun. You go on there, you'll see all sorts of stuff. I still have 1 week left of the pre-sale for the sweatsuits. They're nice. They're like silk. Oh, man, they're so awesome. It's like a zip-up textile. It's pretty killer. Other than that, I got some more fun things in the works. And if you stay tuned for next week's show, you might see a new Zuel logo. Just saying. Yeah, and not the brick one that you see around too. There's the Jaguar, a little upgrade. Oh man, and yeah, my Instagram is Will_Buddy V. Go follow if you want to see some quick updates. Fun. I don't post as much, but I do lots of stories. So other than that, thank you guys for watching. I had a good time, and yeah, we've kept you long enough. We gotta make you wait till next Tuesday. So Samke, Jay, thank y'all, and in your famous words, one world, one love, deuces.